Hello and welcome to the Henfrig Zone. I want to do a media franchises tier list. The reason I'm doing this is because I thought it'd be a cool idea. So let's just get right into it. I think we're going to start out with a pretty solid one. We got Star Wars here. Needs no introduction. The thing with Star Wars is that, it has, the original trilogy, and, that's really good. And it has the prequels, and those are all, really funny. Because it's you have this director, you have George Lucas, and he's just kind of, doing whatever he wants to do. And they gave him way too much creative control, and that's why the prequels are the way they are, more or less. And then you have the sequels, and all of that is, bad, but we understand why it's bad, so that makes it boring. I feel like there's a lot more to really dive into with why the prequels are so bad. And then outside of that, you have tons of video games, you got comics, you got non-canon comics that people still want to look back on and try to talk about as if they are canon. I think with Star Wars though, I like Star Wars. I don't like it a whole lot. I like the original trilogy. I think that was pretty formative for me. I think I'm gonna sit it down in B tier. We got SpongeBob. Again, needs no introduction. SpongeBob, cartoon series, has had multiple movies, web games, video games, racing games, Sponge Out of Water, Battle for Bikini Bottom, the Minecraft mashup pack, the Minecraft add-on pack. Yeah, I would say SpongeBob is pretty awesome. I don't think there's any denying that SpongeBob is just a really cool franchise. Is it better than Star Wars? Here's the thing. A lot of people will tell you that SpongeBob falls off at a certain point. And I think I would have to agree. We talk about series and franchises and stuff kind of growing up with their audience, and I feel like SpongeBob has more or less done the opposite. Not that SpongeBob started out as a really adult or mature series, but it's kind of gone the opposite way, I would say. So I think I'm going to put it on B tier with Star Wars. We got Barbie, and this is our first toy line on here, I believe. And Barbie is, well, you have the toys, which is all pretty self-explanatory. And then you have the Barbie movie that came out a couple years ago with Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling. And a lot of people loved that. They really loved the Barbie movie. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good movie. And the thing is, what a lot of people don't really take into account is the Barbie movie franchise outside of the one that just came out, the animated movies. And I gotta be honest, the Barbie movies, those slapped. They were bangers. Like those Barbie movies, those things hit hard. What you know about the Nutcracker Barbie movie? There was a mermaid one I remember being pretty fire. It's the Barbie movies, man. I mean, they're lit, dude. They're good. You got Pokemon. Pokemon, here's the thing with Pokemon, is it's the highest grossing media franchise. So you have the games, right? The games are the main thing. And then you have, the anime. The cards, which I think that's where most of the profit is coming from right now. The toys and stuff, which kids will buy, but I think what Pokemon has done really well is kind of what, it's kind of taken almost like a Hello Kitty type of route, where it's the characters themselves, the little Pokemon. Here, I'll even show you. I got a bunch on my desk right now, a bunch of little Pokemon. It's really the characters and the Pokemon themselves that people really attach to. I think Pokemon has to be S tier. Next up, we got Minecraft. I mean, I don't think Minecraft has really ever been bigger. Obviously, when it first came out, we had the YouTube Let's Play era that really sort of spawned from Minecraft in a lot of ways. But with Minecraft, you have the game, the main game, which is really all you need. Then you have Minecraft Story Mode, Minecraft Dungeons, Minecraft Legends, and then you have books. They're doing book series. I haven't read any of those. And they got the Minecraft movie. Now, if you want to look at just the game, just the Minecraft game, that's a great one. That's a great game. Easily S tier, but that doesn't make it a media franchise. You gotta look into the other things. So, I think with Minecraft, I'm gonna have to put it B tier. Alright, next up, we got the Peanuts, Charlie Brown, Snoopy, Linus, Woodstock, Lucy, Schroeder. That's an A tier. Come on, that's above Barbie. I mean, come on, it's Charlie Brown, man. Alright, next we got McDonald's. Obviously, fast food restaurant, but also they have this cast of characters. You got Ronald, you got Grimace, you got the Bird, you got the Hamburglar. At Mayor McCheese, you got some other characters, but I think McDonald's as a franchise, I think they got it nailed pretty well. I mean, as far as fast food franchises go, I don't think it gets much better than the McDonald's franchise. I mean, honestly, it's because it's not even bad. I feel like it kind of levels out to be that like mid-level where it doesn't reach the level of Charlie Brown or Barbie, but it's not like a bad media franchise. But Star Wars, SpongeBob, and Minecraft is all better than it, so they'll be above those on the tier list. Alright, we got Batman. I mean, come on, man. Come on, it's Batman. I feel like with Batman, it's kind of hard to go wrong. Not every Batman thing is created equal, that's for certain. But like, if you can get Batman down, and I think unlike the other B-tier franchises, I feel like when Batman hits, it hits way harder than those. Alright, next we got Dragon Ball. I mean, here's the thing with Dragon Ball is I think the original series, the original run, which in Japan it's all Dragon Ball. There's no Dragon Ball Z until like the anime, so all the manga is just Dragon Ball. But if you want to separate it, you got Dragon Ball Z, Super, and then in between you got like some movies, you got GT and all that. That I don't know, that all counts. That's part of the Dragon Ball franchise umbrella, is like the GT, the movies, the non-canon stuff, that all counts. As far as Dragon Ball goes, though, I think the original series and a good chunk of Z is all very great. It's all some of the best, like action. Toriyama is one of the goats. It makes complete sense why he's so influential, why he's such a legend. That being said, I feel like it kind of ends up, the series tapers off. I think it's going to be B tier for Dragon Ball. Better than McDonald's. Better than Minecraft. Better than SpongeBob. Probably not better than SpongeBob, but better than Minecraft. Better than McDonald's. I think I'm going to sit there. Alright, we got Bionicle. This is an easy A tier for me. Lower than Charlie Brown, but above Barbie. Bionicle, the beauty of Bionicle is it started as like an allegory for the creator, Christian Faber, who had, I believe, brain cancer. And he was taking medications, like little capsules, little pills, to treat his brain cancer. And he imagined a world where inside each little pill was a little tiny fighter in there that would go in and fight the brain cancer. And that's what Bionicle is it's these characters, these heroes, they come in through pods, they wash up on the ocean, and they fight the evils inside of this island. Well, the whole island is actually one entire being itself. So they're fighting off the evils. It's basically like disease within the islands, the creature, the being, this giant being. Basically what I'm saying is the Bionicle creatures are pretty much like pills, like medication. And you have the first kind of arc in Bionicle is you have the Makuta, which is this powerful evil being who is sort of infecting the creatures and like the wildlife to turn them evil. And they're called I think Mahi. I think they're called the Mahi. The creatures. Makuta is infecting the creatures to make them turn evil, and it's kind of like the cancer infecting your body and making your body turn against you. And the medications don't have to like destroy your body, but they want to destroy the things causing your body to turn against you. And so the Toa, the heroes, they're called the Toa. They go in and they fight the animals and get rid of the disease on them so they can set the animals free, because the animals are peaceful. And the animals sort of represent like bodily functions, stuff that your body does, stuff your body needs, that's sort of getting like taken over by the cancer, that's being like corrupted by the cancer. The second arc is with the Bo-Rock, which in my eyes, the Bo-Rock represent like your blood cells, like your white and red blood cells, because the Bo-Rock are meant to like clean out everything on the island. And with that, they're fighting the Toa, they're fighting the villagers that live there. It's sort of like a mass reset. And it's like, sort of like when your body stops accepting the medications. Like, it stops accepting it. And so during this arc, the Toa have to become the Toa Nuva. And they sort of upgrade into being this, these creatures, or the like a stronger version of themselves. It's like more like getting like a higher dose of the medication, or like a stronger version of it. It's all a very, very great allegory, in a very lush and beautiful world with a lot of history, a lot of attention to detail, and the toys are great. I do think it loses the plot a little bit towards the end, but it's not in a way that I don't like. It's more so just it kind of loses that allegory in favor of becoming a more interesting story. People may debate me on that, whatever. I think Bionicle is great. I don't think you can go wrong with Bionicle. Some of the movies and stuff are like, oh, this is for babies. That's fine. That's whatever. The story is still there. The themes are still there. The characters are still there. Some people can get pretentious about Bionicle, but its reputation is there for a reason. It really is a beautiful story. Alright, next we got Disney Princess. Disney Princesses, this might be the first C tier. I think a lot of the movies from this franchise haven't aged super well. A lot of the collab stuff, I think the first thing that comes to mind is Wreck-It Ralph 2, where they had all the princesses in the same room or whatever. I think, like, Beauty and the Beast is a classic. But the way it all comes together as a franchise just doesn't really work that well, and it's kind of like one marketing umbrella to just make toys, and that's not super interesting to me. I don't really like that. Alright, next up we got Cars. Now, Cars, this is like my first love, really, in life, was the Cars franchise. And when I started out, there was only one movie. Now there's like 3 movies. Got some spin-off movies like Planes. Got a bunch of like shorts, like Mater's Tall Tales. But I think with Cars, it's probably going to be C tier. Because I think that first Cars movie is great. And then everything after that, it's like, what are you doing? Ow. Yeah. Alright, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. This is an S tier. S tier completely. When you're reading them as a kid, you take it seriously, because you're like, oh, this kid's got a hard life. He's a wimpy kid. He's in middle school. You're not really thinking about, oh, is this funny? Is this does this have like good easy jokes for me to get into? Nah, it's like this is some real life stuff. This is like a real life. It's like a diary, but it's like real life. And like the movies, those 3 movies, best trilogy of all time. Genuinely, I would go there. I think the 3 Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roger Cruel's Dog Days, that's the best trilogy ever. Now, you have things like The Long Haul. You have those new animated Disney Plus movies, which aren't that good either. Those are actually pretty bad. Maybe worse than The Long Haul. Even when they're bad, they're still really interesting, and they offer a lot. I think I'm going to put it above Pokemon, honestly. Next, we got Frozen. The grip that that first movie had on, like, the world. Now, I think the first Frozen movie, it's pretty good. It's alright. It's not that bad. The second Frozen movie, that's some trash. So I'm gonna put it in C tier. I love what Frozen has, like, inspired, though. It was a huge piece of pop culture for, like, 5 years after it came out. Next up, we got Five Nights at Freddy's. Talk about, like, cultural reset right here. I feel like Five Nights at Freddy's, without Five Nights at Freddy's, you wouldn't have, like, Bendy, like, Hello Neighbor, you wouldn't have Granny, you wouldn't have, like, Piggy, Poppy's Playtime, like, you wouldn't have, like, Garden of Banban. The only real games that I like are the first 3, and 6 is also very good. And then I think, like, only games 1 through 6 really matter. Everything else is so just like, I don't even know what they were doing with that. Yeah, but it's probably like C tier. It's like okay. I like it better than Disney Princesses. Better than Cars. Honestly, I think it is better than Cars. All right, next we got Toy Story. Now the thing with Toy Story is, this is another big childhood one for me. It's a great franchise. Really charming. At first, Toy Story, revolutionary for the time. Lots of great recognizable characters. I mean, Buzz Lightyear, you know what I mean? So, the thing with Toy Story, though, is those first 3 movies, those are classics. Everybody loves those first 3. 4, that's some trash, bro. But then you also have the Toy Story shorts, and I feel like you have enough shorts to make up for a whole movie on its own. And those shorts are classics. So we're gonna have to go A tier on Toy Story. That's a classic right there. Next we got Harry Potter. Listen, when I think of Harry Potter, I think like millennials. And I think this Harry Potter, if anything on this tier list, had the most grip on millennials out of any franchise. Harry Potter might just be D tier. Alright, next we got Hello Kitty. It's a kind of a similar thing to Pokemon where people just really like the characters. I think people do it too much with Hello Kitty. They overestimate the significance of Hello Kitty as a franchise. I feel like you have the characters, and there's not much deeper to go from that. It's really just you pick and choose what character you want to make your aesthetic. I feel like people that get really into like the Sanrio stuff can be really annoying. Not really people that I like, because I don't know. I feel like if you latch on to Hello Kitty like that, it's just like kind of like compensating for a lack of really any interest or like passion in places of life. It's like you don't really have to think about like giving it much thought or like in the aesthetics of Hello Kitty, I guess. But anyways, that's a D tier franchise. Looney Tunes. When you talk about like being funny, when you talk about like a funny series, if Looney Tunes isn't at like the front of your mind when you're talking, if it's not at like the cranium when you're talking about like funny things, then get out of here, man. It's a B tier franchise, that's Looney Tunes. Alright, we got Mario. Now with Mario, you got the games. When Mario games come out, we play them. When Mario talks, we listen. You got the games. The games are lit. I don't think there's like that many Mario games. There's maybe like 5 Mario games that you can be like, these games are trash. And then like the lower tier Mario games are still better than a lot of other games. Mario is a great game franchise. Now you got like the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. You got like the Mario movies. And it's like, man, we're doing too much. You gotta stick with the classics. When I'm playing Mario, I don't care about Mario. I don't care about like, when I see a Goomba, I'm like, that takes 1 hit. When I see a Koopa, I'm like, that takes 1 hit, and then I can kick his shell and do something crazy with that. I'm thinking of the mechanics. I'm not thinking about like the characters. I don't care about Mario. I don't care about Princess Peach. Bowser is okay. Man, the Mario games are just so good. That's gotta be up there. I think right below Bionicle. I think that's where I'm sitting with that. Alright, we got the MCU. I feel like a lot of people the MCU has had a weird thing where it's been not great in the past 5 or so years. And there's been some good ones in there. There's been a couple good ones, but it's not the powerhouse it used to be. And I feel like a lot of people look back on those old the old Marvel movies with a lot more, they give them a lot more credit than they really deserve. I think the MCU is gonna sit like at B tier for now, like low B tier. I think it's gonna be above McDonald's, but because there's a lot of good stuff from it. But I feel like if you're looking at the whole thing as a whole, I don't know. All right, My Little Pony. I feel like with My Little Pony, the stuff that I get from this, I feel like is more like the fans, like the bronies, like the Chris Chan stuff. I feel like the culture around My Little Pony is a lot more interesting to me than the franchise itself. The franchise itself is just fine. It's whatever. We got Pac-Man. Man, Pac-Man's had like one good game, and that's Mrs. Pac-Man. You got Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures. You got Pixels. It's like, what are we doing? What are you doing to Pac-Man? You can have Pac-Man on its own. That's lit. That's sick. You can have Pac-Man. You can have the Pac-Man do his thing. You don't need to do too much with Pac-Man, and I feel like it's a franchise where they do too much. Sorry, Pac-Man. You're going in D tier, but you're better than Harry Potter. Alright, we got Ninjago. That's S tier. Come on, man. Don't play with me about Ninjago. I don't even need to explain myself. Transformers, that's for babies. Transformers, that's a baby franchise. Next, we got KFC. Now, KFC, It's no McDonald's in how it does its media franchise, but it has gone in some strange directions. It's had the KF console, if you remember that, which never came out, so I don't know if you can count that. It's had the dating simulator. It's had like the Mother's Day like stripper Colonel Sanders ad. KFC, it's D tier though. Alright, the Saw franchise, this is an A tier. What the Saw franchise does is it takes like the soap opera format, like a soap opera type story, and combines it with like just like over the top extreme like gore. It's not even like that bad in terms of the gore. It's not that bad. But over the top scenarios. So yeah, we gotta put it A tier, man. It's a beautiful story. Alright, next we got Odd Future. I feel like with the Odd Future fans, you're either 13 or 30. And either way, you're trying to chase a bygone era. Odd Future's not a thing anymore. They broke up. I mean, if you want to talk about media, they had their songs, their albums. You know, you had like Tyler's stuff, Earl's stuff, Frank Ocean on their own. And then you had the collab stuff like the Odd Future projects. You had Loiter Squad. It's okay. I think all of these artists kind of have had much more success, have done much better stuff past the Odd Future era. I think what Odd Future is cool for is a bunch of young people getting together saying, hey, we're going to do our own thing. We're going to be ourselves, do our thing. The actual output from Odd Future is not that great. Hold on, I'm going to reorganize C tier. There we go. Alright, Odd Future itself, their output is like, whatever, it's like fine. Next up, we got Spider-Man. If you're not messing with Spider-Man, what are you doing, man? Come on, it's Spider-Man. I feel like I don't need to explain myself. We'll put him in A tier, but, I mean, come on, man. Alright, we got Ninja Turtles. I feel like there's something for everybody within the Ninja Turtles franchise. If you want, like, the high-action, like, ninja stuff, you go to the comics. If you want the, like, the teenage, like, stoner type of Ninja Turtles, you go to, like, the 80s cartoon. If you want, like, actual high schoolers, you go to that new stuff. If you want, like, it's just, like, there's something, if Ninja Turtles is kind of one of those things where it's, like, you can kind of pick and choose what you want to get out of it and what type of Ninja Turtle stuff you want to go for. It's okay. It's fine. Next, we got Adobe Creative Cloud. That's D tier. That's bottom of D tier. I don't like what Adobe's doing. You have to pay like a $10 subscription service. I bought a subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud so I got the photographer's pack because I wanted to use Adobe Lightroom Classic. That should be a free software on its own. It's the classic version. I had to pay $10 a month to use that, and I tried to go and cancel it, and it's making me pay $20 just to cancel. It's a monthly subscription. If I wanted to pay for a whole year, because it's like you can't cancel it until a year is up. If I wanted to pay for a whole year, I would have just paid for the whole year. I wouldn't do it monthly. I do monthly so I don't have to pay the whole year. Adobe, what are you doing? And your services are so buggy. They're so laggy. What are you even doing, man? Alright, we got Neon Genesis Evangelion. Now, this is a show and a movie to conclude it, but it's also a manga and a bunch of spin-off movies, a bunch of products and toys and stuff like that. I think the original show and that End of Evangelion movie are amazing. 10 out of 10 on both of those. The spin-off movies, that like reboot franchise, I don't know much about that. I saw the first two movies, I wasn't too impressed. There's some really funny Evangelion products out there. And I think for that, it's gotta be A tier. For Sonic, that's some kids. That's for kids, man. We don't care about Sonic here. That's a C tier franchise because of Sonic Adventure 2. It'd be lower without that game. Alright, next we got X-Men. That's S tier. X-Men for me has easily become the best sort of superhero thing. Because of how versatile it is, but also how great the characters are, the allegory. It's one of those few, like, of course many superhero things have their allegories and stuff. I feel like X-Men is the most obvious and the most earnest. X-Men's great. Even when it's bad, it's still really funny. I mean, X-Men Last Stand, I think it's a bad movie, but I think that movie's hilarious. Love that movie. Alright, next we got Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch is weird because something weird is happening with it. So you got that first movie, which I think is good. I think it's on the upper end of 2D animated Disney movies. I think it's good. I didn't feel like I needed to see more Lilo and Stitch. But then they made like a bunch of spin-off movies and a TV show, which is fine. That's kind of par for the course for a lot of Disney stuff from that era. But then you get like, so the character of Stitch has kind of become like a character that has stuck around. To me, it feels like it's stuck around from the bygone era of the Tumblr era. But he's still stuck around. He's still like a character from that era that has like made it over. And with Stitch, you get a lot of merchandising, which makes sense. He's like a cute little creature. But they've gone away from just Stitch, and now they're doing the other characters from the Lilo and Stitch extended universe that didn't even appear in that first movie. Keep in mind, only the first movie really had a theatrical release. For a lot of Disney content, if it's like a straight-to-video, straight-to-DVD, or TV show spin-off, it gets no attention. For some reason, Lilo and Stitch is the outlier because, okay, there's a character called Angel, and Angel is like the girl Stitch. If you want to advertise, like, Stitch as like a cute thing with like human traits and it's like in love, you gotta have girl Stitch there. But it's just like, girl Stitch is not a real character. This thing comes from spin-off movies and TV shows and all that. It was never even in theaters. But for some reason, like, Angel is like the character that they choose to advertise with. I don't get it. Well, I mean, I get why. But it's just like, that's a fake character, man. That's a fake character. Angel is not a real Lilo and Stitch character. That's a fake character. But because of that, because of all the other stuff, I think that first movie's fine. Everything after that drags it down so much to C tier. It's not D tier. It's not like offensively bad or anything. It's C tier. Alright, next up we got a personal favorite. I already know where this is going. This is S tier, the M&Ms. In terms of like brand marketing, I think this is the best you can do it. You get these cast of characters. Everybody's got their own thing. You can tell what they're all about. It's just like a great time. You got the M&Ms, you got commercials, you got the albums. I mean, like, I love the M&M franchise, man. And as far as the candy goes, I think like you can't go wrong with M&Ms. At least for me personally. If you're like, hey, if somebody's like, hey, I'm gonna buy you some candy, what you want? I'm like, I'm going M&Ms. That's easy. Now, I think the quality of the media kind of tends to vary. Like, the early albums were great, and I think a lot of people won't argue about those being classics. And then the more time goes on, the more it becomes questionable. I think it's at the point with the music, at least, where it's entertaining and funny, but like it's entertaining and funny, but not good. Like, nobody's gonna be listening to the new Eminem's album like, oh, this is great. It was just like weirdly edgy. But the rest of the Eminem stuff, like the commercials are great, the advertising is great. That stuff they did where they tried to replace him with Maya Rudolph, just don't do that, man. But I can forgive that because of that Danny DeVito commercial where he got hit by the truck. Classic. That's an S tier on M&M's. Alright, last but not least, this is the last one. We got the Beatles. I mean, come on, man. That's B tier if I've ever seen it. B for Beatles. They got some good music. I like the Yellow Submarine movie, but the Beatles, they were freaks, man. The Beatles were some freaks. It's okay, though. Yeah, I think that's where I stand with the tier list. Can we go ahead and zoom that out? Get a whole picture? Yeah. There we go. That's the media franchise tier list. That's how I'm feeling about all these. Let me know what you agree. Let me know what you disagree with. Henfrig, out.